Asem, you're former spokesperson for the Gaza government, now a journalist with Alnabih TV. Where exactly are you joining us from today? And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me for the first time.
Yeah.
I would like to thank you for your support, for your efforts to show the truth in Gaza and Palestine. I'm talking to you from Gaza City, an old city, a wonderful city that has been under siege for decades now from the Israeli government. And this lovely city has been destroyed in the past 24 months by Israel. I'm talking to you while a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of families are staying in tents without any basic services. I'm lucky to stay in a small room with roof and the top of me, while thousands of people, 10,000 of people who lost everything during the genocidal war in Gaza.
You know, I was thinking about that last night because it's about 2 days ago here in Washington, D.C., the furnace broke in our house.
I can't hear you.
Oh, let's check your audio. 1, 2, you're not hearing any. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay.
Let me here. I'll keep saying something
I will go and come again.
So try now. Maybe Brad, what do you think? We should bring Asem back in and see if that fixes it, because he could hear before. All right, here we go. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. How's that going? Can you hear us yet?
Yes.
Coming through now. Okay, so what I was saying is that I live in Washington D.C. And it's one of the coldest days we've had here in a very, very long time. About 2 days ago, our furnace stopped working, and so the house has plummeted in temperature. But I was, as the kids and I are like kind of suffering through this, I was thinking we have walls, we have a roof, we have blankets, we have a lot of dry blankets, and we can put the dry blankets on top of us, and we're going to be fine. And we know, hopefully today, somebody is going to come and work on the furnace, and it's going to start working again. And this will be a brief 24 to 48 hours of inconvenience, a little bit of shivering, and everybody's going to be fine. It's almost impossible for me to conceive of what people who have been in tents for this long are going through as the weather is changing in Gaza now. What is it like out now? I know there's rain coming, rain expected, and how are people just not completely losing their minds?
Look, Ryan, I think we need to take a full view to what is happening in Gaza right now. Talking about one aspect will not show the truth about the unbelievable circumstances in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk about the cold, that you might suffer from the cold, I might suffer from. But we are talking about people who have nothing, literally with zero basic services. And they are staying in tents for the third winter.
Yeah.
It's not the first one or the second, the third one, with almost damaged tents. We are talking about, low quality tents that might be useful for a few times, for a few weeks, not for, more than 2 years now. and the infrastructure of the city have been destroyed. More than 200,000 meters, 200,000 meters of the solid of these sewage treatment networks have been destroyed in the city. More than 100,000 network and pipelines of water pipelines in the city. This is only in Gaza City, while double or triple of these numbers in the Gaza Strip. There are more than 250,000 tons of solid waste accumulated in every corner in the city. So when we want to look at the weather, the bad weather, we need to take the full view of the circumstances. And those people with this damaged infrastructure, they have nothing. They lost their shops. They lost their income. They lost their savings. They spent their savings for 2 years without any income and without any basic services in all aspects. So when the bad weather attacks them, it really suffers. So that's the truth right now. And if we want to add the heavy bombardment,
I lost him for a second. And there has been some heavy bombardment recently throughout Khan Yunis and elsewhere in Gaza, as Netanyahu seems to be attempting to fully break. He has not been abiding by the ceasefire. An average of 2 children have been killed every day, 2 Palestinian children every day in Gaza during the quote unquote ceasefire. He's also targeting a group of fighters who are from Al Qassam brigades trapped behind Israeli lines in Rafah, in a complete inversion of the idea of a ceasefire, that when you reach a ceasefire with a group of militants, that's the end of it. Everybody goes home and it honors the ceasefire. That's why you negotiate the ceasefire. You don't continue fighting just because you have the opportunity to kill people. The whole point of the ceasefire is to end that. And so this is what he's referring to here is quite real. The fire has not ceased. So I lost you just as you were saying the ongoing bombardment.
Yeah, Ryan, I would like to apologize for this bad connection, but also again, I
don't think it's your fault.
I am lucky to have a room, to have some electricity to charge my phone and laptop, but as I said, the majority of people here in Gaza are suffering from, the basic. They don't have electricity. They can't charge their phone. They don't have access to the internet. They don't have enough water. There is, they can't feed their kids the insufficient amount of food. So I apologize about this bad conditions, but we blame Israel for all of that.
Yes, I don't think you need to apologize, but yes.
So back to what I was saying about the general situation. So it is unbelievable circumstances. Yes, Israel has succeeded to stop the war on television, on social media, on the media platforms. But the bombardment and the war is still ongoing on the city. We can hear the strikes. Every day there's casualties, maybe not that much during the 24 month of genocidal war, but it is still ongoing in the city. And that's add on all of the suffering that people are facing right now. Bombardment, in food security, food insecurity, water scarcity, damage to the infrastructure, a huge damage to the infrastructure, roads, pumps, water wells, all of these civic facilities have been destroyed during the 24 genocidal war. So now the people, those soft people, are facing this heavy crisis without any help. Israel just say that we provide people in Gaza with their needs, but I am here, and the NGOs, the UN associations, the local foundations, all of them mention that what is entering Gaza right now is not enough, is not sufficient. There is no enough fuel to operate the water wells and the sewage pumps to just to help the people, to provide them with a sufficient amount of water. So all of these circumstances now happening in Gaza while people have nothing. They just wait. They expected something after the announcement of ceasefire, but unfortunately, nothing happened.
So we reported on the purposeful destruction of Gaza City's sewage treatment plant by the Israeli forces as they withdrew, as they were reaching the ceasefire deal. They did as much damage as they could to the sewage treatment plant. What is the consequences? Just is solid waste just building up throughout the city? Like how is this being handled?
Okay. Now in the city, as an engineer, I was working in mobility as an engineer. I can tell you it is a strategic destruction in the infrastructure. You know, sometimes I was visiting some places and some sites, and I was thinking why they destroyed this place. There is no reason to bomb a water well, for example. But they destroyed more than 75% of the total water wells in Gaza City. Some of them got destroyed 2 times. Like during the war, we rebuilt it and we maintained it. Then they came back again and destroyed that water well. Also, in the pumps, the sewage treatment pumps, we have 8 sewage pumps and treatment plants in Gaza City. 100% of these pumps got destroyed, partially or totally. Some of them are now totally not working. We can't maintain that pumps like the main one in Sheikh Ajlin in the western part of the city, and because of that, the municipality now bombing a huge amount of sewage, untreated sewage, to the sea. So can you imagine what is the crisis that people will face in the future in terms of water quality, even the underground water, what is going to happen, and the beach and the environment at all. So Israel was trying to make Gaza City a livable place. They destroyed everything, almost everything, not only housing units and houses, homes. They destroyed water wells, public parks, libraries, roads, squares, sewage pumps. More than 60,000 trees uprooted only from the streets. We are talking here only about the trees in the squares, the main squares, and the streets and roads. So can you imagine how many trees that now will affect the environment in Gaza? So all of those crises now among this lovely city and the small city, while we have good engineers, we have good workers, and we would like to rebuild our city, we would like to reconstruct it. And based on the ceasefire agreement in last October 2025, Israel agreed to provide Gaza with its needs, like the basics to provide people with the civic facilities, services. But
Right.
I confirm, and all the news from the local municipalities confirm that nothing entered, while in the past 5 days, the Gaza municipality stopped its service of collecting the solid waste from the hospitals because they don't have enough and sufficient amount of fuel to operate their heavy vehicles to collect the solid waste from the hospitals.
Ayad Amawi spoke with us recently and suggested that as you think about entering the third winter here, his assessment was that Israel is trying to make conditions so miserable this winter that a sufficient number of Palestinians just give up and just leave, and especially if they say, okay, people were hanging on for a ceasefire and a light at the end of the tunnel. Now there's a ceasefire, but there's no light at the end of the tunnel for the suffering. And so if he's going to open up the crossings and say, okay, you want to leave, you can leave. So what's your take on that analysis, that what's going on here is a deliberate immiserating of the population to try to effectively drive them out?
I want to be clear about that. I think the first option for Israel is genocide. Second option is forcing people to leave the strip. But I think they want to kill the souls of people. You know, they killed already more than 70,000. And I think the number of casualties is more than that number.
Right.
Because we need to do real studies about the accurate number of people who were killed during the genocidal war. But again, every Gazan has the right to decide for his interest. I mean, we have thousands of people who deserve to get a good treatment outside Gaza. I mean, there is a lot of, people who like cancer patients and other. But again, we need our right to come back to our city. We have many good students who got already their offer.
It looks like he paused for a second, but what he was alluding to there is the number of Palestinian students who have, in unimaginable circumstances, managed to graduate high school, keep their studies up through two plus years of genocide, and get accepted to a college or university somewhere outside of Gaza, as almost every university there. There's still many of them are still operating remotely, but the actual infrastructure and the buildings have been completely annihilated. But thousands of Palestinian students have been accepted to universities and colleges around the world, and at least here in the United States, thanks to Laura Loomer in particular, they've all been blocked from attending. Although hopefully some will still get visas and get through, but they also need to be able to get permission to leave from Israel, and it gets into this contradiction. I think Asem is back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All good. So you were just talking about the students.
Yes, I believe that.
You know some students who
many
have been accepted. And what are the circumstances? They have to get the visa from the country that they've been accepted into, or where the university is, but then they also have to get permission.
I am a PhD researcher. I came back to Gaza only 2 months before the war,
Oh, wow.
And my family were outside. My wife and two lovely kids were outside Gaza, and I can't meet them now for more than 2 years and a half because of Israel. I can't meet my lovely daughter because of Israel, because my family can't get in and I can't get out. Like I'm stuck here. But again, we need to think of the Palestinian in Gaza as a human, as a normal people. What we are calling for is freedom of travel, freedom of movement,
Right.
freedom of going out and come back. I believe Israel is planning something. They want Gaza City empty, whether they would kill us all or they would force us to leave the city. I think they have many plans. But also I believe that as a Palestinian, we will stay in our city because they tried the harsh way of killing us.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to force us to leave our city. But you remember that in the last month of genocide, more than 300,000 people stayed in the city, and they refused to leave the city. And I was one of them. My family was one of them. My father, my mother, my sisters, my brothers, and my family decided that we would not leave our city, despite that we had the possibility to leave. That we had
Right.
like a few amount of money to pay to go to the south, but we decided to stay. And 100 of people, 100,000 actually, decided the same, because we can't leave Israel to take our city. And now it's the world and the leaders of the world to take their turn and to take good decisions, at least after our sacrifice that we paid for our freedom. They should take the right decision right now and give us our basic rights as a humans based on the international law. We are not asking for something special, just to be treated like any human around the world. But back again to the travel. Netanyahu stated something 1 week ago, and he said we will open Rafah border just one way for the
Right.
people who wants to leave, but we won't let anybody to enter Gaza again. So that looks like a very clear plan. He's not hiding anything.
Right.
He's telling the truth that his plan is to force the people to leave the strip. And Egypt decided that no, we won't open Rafah border unless you accept and agree to open it on the both sides. So who is suffering here? The people of Gaza.
Right.
The politicians around the world, they just argue about their opinions about the political issues, but the people in Gaza who are suffering and are still suffering. I mean, so we need to think about the people here, and we need to look at their needs right now. Yes, their basic needs is a tent, a new tent at least, and sufficient amount of food and basic services, like a drinkable water, but also they want their basic human rights. And that's what I'm calling for. That's what my friends, my family, my community, my people in the strip, we need our basic services, we need our basic rights, but also we need our basic human rights like everyone around the world.
Well, awesome. Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for joining us, and look forward to having you back anytime.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank you and your audience for your beautiful work for Gaza and Palestine.
You're too kind. Thank you.